Welcome to Collecting Chaos. My name is James, and today I'm going to start working on Dell 4-color number 1208, or is it 1308? I forget which. It's in a press, and I don't want to go check it. But it's Adventures of Pinocchio, and it's in pretty bad shape. But we're going to see what we can do about it, and maybe make it a little bit better. I did some checking around. I'm not able to find anything that I can make a fill for some of the pieces of the interior pages that are missing. So I'll just have to leaf cast those and not worry about it. But we're going to see if we can't make it look a little bit better. And you know what? Let's watch the video. So here we have that copy of Dell 4-color number 1203, Walt Disney's Wonderful Adventures of Pinocchio. And we're going to take the staples out today. But before we can do that, we have to make sure we get all the rest of this tape off. And it's going to come off pretty easily. As you can see. The tape is so old it just falls off. There's almost no glue left on it at all. So, I think that's got that. Let's go to the next page. Actually, we'll need to flip the comic over and go back here, because it's this page I need to take some more off. See how that just flipped right over? Like I said, I'm kind of lucky in that the glue's no longer sticking, but it's unfortunate that these pages are browned the way they are. I do not believe I will be able to get that out, but that's okay. And then we have a lot right here, I think. Nope, all of that's gone. But I have a piece here. And this one concerns me because it isn't browned, but it came off real easy. This tape has probably been on here since the 50s or 60s. It's that old. So it just comes right off. So that's done. Head over to the centerfold so we can remove the staples. If I can find the centerfold. Maybe one more. There it is. The staples don't look that bad, as best I can tell. Let's get out my capable staple tool. Bend this straight up if I can. Do the same with the other side. I want to cause as little damage as possible to the book, as it also already has such major damage to it. Okay, this staple looks like it might have a little bit of rust on it. Get that in there.
Might have to order another one of these. It looks like the silicone is coming off of this one. This was from his very first run. I was one of the first people to get one of those. I wasn't the first, but I was one of them. I want to ease this staple out. Put it off to the side in exactly the position I want it in. And then ease the top one out. Set that in the position that it needs to be in. We'll take the center wraps and set them off to the side. I looked around to try to find that first page and I could not find a copy of it. I'm going to have to humidify this to get it to lay flat, and then we can see what we can do. And I want to humidify it before I put it into a bath also. I have to do a little leaf casting on this one, but I'm not going to leaf cast everything. Some things I will leaf cast and some things I will not. Yeah, definitely I'm going to have to humidify this before I go any further. But that's all I really wanted to get done with today, was to separate the pages. This looks like it still has a little bit of tape on it. I think that'll come out in the wash, literally. We'll see what happens. But I think that's going to be it. I will make sure I get these staples properly attached to a 3x5 card so I don't lose them or get them mixed up. And I'm going to do that while you're not looking. I'll be offline doing that. And I'm going to put that in my humidity chamber as soon as the magazine that I'm humidifying comes out. Yeah, I had a magazine with some water problem, so I have to, I'm humidifying that. Once I put that into the press, then I can go ahead and put this in the humidity chamber. So we'll be back later. Okay, I took the ElfQuest magazine out of the humidity chamber, and I can put this in. Now I'm going to leave it just like this, and the reason for that is because I have things that are folded over, and after it comes out of the humidity chamber I want to be able to push them back to where they go. After I do that, I'm going to give it a 5-minute wash. I'm going to leave this in the humidity chamber for probably 6 to 8 hours, maybe overnight. I haven't yet decided. So we'll be back. Alright, I just took this out of the humidity chamber. It's been in there for about 9 hours, and it's somewhat pliable. Not as nice as I'd like it, but I think I can work with it somewhat. And all I want to do is close these gaps up a little bit. Get the folds out of them if I can. And be very gentle with it. And yeah, that might work. And then I'm going to put another piece of Kollecting down on the other side to hopefully get it to stay flat. Where's my... And then we're going to do something a little weird. I'm going to put a little water on it, on a cotton round, quite a bit of water actually, and all I'm going to do is go over it like this. Because I want a little more water on that area. And you people probably think I've lost my mind, and that's okay. The next thing I'm going to do, we're going to put it in the cold press overnight. So see you tomorrow, which for you is going to be about half a second. So I just pulled this. Out of the press. We're going to take a look at it. And the only reason I had it in the press was to flatten it out a little more. And I think it turned out pretty good as far as being flat. But now we have to wash it. So let me get set up for that. This is going to take a little while for me, not for you, because I do need to go ahead and put that back in the humidity chamber for a couple hours. All right, I just got this out of the humidity chamber, or humidity tub actually, and it's a little damp. Now I don't have much in here. I pre-mixed some water and surfactant, betaine, but I didn't put enough to get it wet really. So I'm going to add some warm water, about 165, 170 degrees, right around in there. And a little more maybe. I used a half a teaspoon of betaine, that liquid that I've got, and water. Okay, we're going to let that soak for about 5 minutes, then we'll pour it off and try it again. I'll do a rinse with calcium hydroxide rinse, and then we'll press it and see how it turns out. Probably won't be able to show you the turnout on this video, but we might get lucky. Maybe I can. Let me agitate it a little more. I probably could have done this with my other method using the Mylar sheets, but I decided to go the old-fashioned method with the Pinocchio. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Alright, it's been about 5 minutes. Let's see what we got here. It's pretty brown. I need to go dump this so I can go ahead and do the second wash, or the wash with calcium hydroxide. Alright, I'm back. Pour some, this is calcium hydroxide water. And I'm not pouring the whole thing in, and I've got some regular water so I can cut it in half because it's a little too strong. And we're going to rinse it. We're going to do the same thing we did before. Back and forth, back and forth. And we're going to let it sit for another 5 minutes. No matter how it turns out, I'm going to take it out after this 5 minutes is up and put it in my press. and let it sit in the press. Now I know I should probably go ahead and seal it, the tears that I'm going to seal, and do whatever else I'm going to do. But I don't want to do that yet because I might have to do another wash. So that's why I'm going to put it in the cold press. I'll take it out after 2 hours. It should be a little bit dry, but not completely dry. It should still be a little damp, so I can decide then, do I want to press it again, or not? Do I want to do another wash, or do I want to go ahead and start doing tear seals and whatever needs to be done to it? So we'll be back. Okay, somebody forgot to look at the clock, but I think it's been about 5 minutes. So we'll rinse this a little bit more. There is a little discoloration to the water, but that doesn't matter. I'm still going to do this same thing I planned on. I'm not going to change my plan. I have a specific way I want to do this to try to prevent any further damage to the cover and to the colors, because the colors aren't that bad, really. So we'll put it on here, and let me get rid of this. Okay. All right, poured it off. It was a real light yellow. I could probably do this a couple more times, but like I said, I'm trying to avoid any major damage to the colors. This is paper towel, of course. I'm just taking some of the excess off. And now we'll put a piece of blotting paper down. Have I mentioned before that you really should have blotting paper if you don't have any? It's really good stuff, and I think everybody should use it. I may not have ever mentioned that before, less than 400 or 500 times, but let me get another paper towel. I really like these brawny paper towels. They are so thick. And after you do this a few times, they start coming apart. You end up with two smaller or two thinner paper towels. So, yeah, we'll put this one on top. I'm going to have to get some new Hollytex. That Hollytex is about used up. I'm going to go put this in the cold press for 2 hours. Then we'll take a look at it and see if we want to do another wash, another bath. Alright, it's actually been about 2.5 hours. This is where we decide, are we going to wash it again or not? I'm probably leaning towards yes. The paper is a lot more supple now. Of course, it doesn't. Yeah, it's still wet. yeah, we're going to give it another bath. Since I already showed you the bath one time, I'm not going to show it to you a second time. I'm just going to go ahead and do the second bath. This will be the last segment for this video, other than my ending. And then I probably will have another one on Monday. Not going to promise. If it doesn't look like I'll have it ready on Monday, I'll do something else for Monday. And I'm not doing. If I post one on Monday, I'm not going to do. If I post a video on this on Monday, I'm not going to do it on Wednesday, because one day is just makes me rush, and then I make mistakes. So if I do it on Monday, then I'll probably have another one on Friday. If I have to wait till Wednesday, you won't see another one until the following Monday. That's how I'm going to work that out. So the in-between time, or the in-between day, I'll post something else. But it's not turning out that bad. I just think it needs another wash. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll put it back in the press. And if I do anything else to it, if I decide to do any other conservation aside from washing it, of course I'll film that, and that'll be on the next video. So there you go. That's what we're going to do. We're going to wash this again.
Well, that's how far I've gotten so far. The second wash, more stuff came out of the cover. Yeah, I had more brown water, so that was a good call for me to make a second wash on it. I don't know how it looks yet. It's still sitting in the press, but I did the full wash again with the betaine, and then I rinsed it with a calcium hydroxide solution. I'm not going to put methyl cellulose on that cover until I'm finished with it, because the methyl cellulose is re-adding the sizing, and if I re-add the sizing, I want to re-add it to the whole comic, including any pieces that I fill in with leaf casting. So that's where we're sitting at. I don't know if I will have enough done by Monday to do a video for Monday. I'm going to try, but I'm not going to be in a hurry on this book. It's going to take a long time to do, and I have other things that I plan on doing videos for. I have 6 boxes of comic books over here that I'd like to show at some point. I might do a video for each. I might do a series of 6 what's in the box of videos just on those. Now, some of those you've already seen, but most of them you haven't. So yeah, that's that we're sitting at. Now, I did get an order today from Comics Pro Line, because I was starting to run a little bit short on the OPP bags, which is okay. I don't mind, because I'm switching. I'm going back to Mylar. I got 500 Golden Age and 1,000. Was that 1,000 or 2,000? A whole bunch of silver, regular silver, or silver regular. And what I do is, those are what most of the comics go. And I also got boards for them. So it was a pretty big order. It was 4 boxes. And yeah, because I like Mylar better. You'd never have to change Mylar. I'm going to eventually have to change all those OPP bags. OPP, I like it. I like the bags. I like the way they look. But I don't want to have to change them. After I press a comic, I don't want to ever have to touch it again as far as changing the bag. I want those bags to last the rest of my life. Could be a week, could be 20 years, could be 30 years. Yeah, who knows? We'll see you on Monday with some sort of video. I don't know what yet. No, wait. I'll see you on Sunday because I do have an unboxing video. I haven't started it yet, of course, because I'm going to do it live. We're going to do it sometime in the early afternoon or mid-afternoon. We'll do a live video unboxing of a couple of things that I got. And yeah, we'll do that. And then I'm going to prepare some of these other boxes. I'm going to make a video for them, but I'm not going to schedule a release. Those are going to be ones that I just kind of insert when I don't have anything else to show you. So we'll see you Sunday, and then Monday I'll drop a video. Hopefully another Dell full color video. And if not, it will be a some other type of video. You tell me what you want to see. You tell me what kind of video you want to see. Anyway, take care. Have yourself a great weekend, and we'll see you Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central on Coffee with Chaos.